Welcome to Tapi Tapi, a place where we celebrate Africa through handmade, hand-churned ice cream.
If you're craving an old-fashioned chocolate strawberry or nutty ice cream cone, you're looking in the wrong place. Here at Tapi Tapi's, the ice cream flavors are inspired by African superfoods like tiger nut, sorghum and kai apple.
So today I'm making kapenta fish and toffee, actually. So this is a little fish that you get in continental Africa. Typically people wash out or rinse out the saltiness. But in this context, we're actually using the saltiness to provide flavor for the ice cream. So you get toffee, caramel, salty kind of vibes.
The name Tapi Tapi is a play on Guzu's first name, but it also means sweet sweet in his mother tongue, Shona. The molecular biologist loves to play with different flavors. So far, the Zimbabwean has created more than 600, each one more unique than the last. Tapiwa sees his ice cream as an ode to the African continent.
In a cup of Tapi Tapi, you are definitely going to go across the continent and enjoy a full range of what the continent has to offer in terms of flavors. And I like celebrating the similarities and highlighting and celebrating the differences we have as people on the continent as well, yeah.
But what does ice cream made out of dried fish actually taste like?
I can taste like the saltiness of the fish, as well as like the rich sweetness and the butteriness from like the caramel and the toffee. It's like a familiar flavor, but then with a twist. I like the whole idea of like decolonizing and moving back into the home indigenous flavors, indigenous tastes that are from home.
So-called wild foods are the latest trend in Cape Town's culinary scene. Local plants, which were largely forgotten after colonization of the Cape, are now experiencing a revival. Across town in the community garden in Khayelitsha Township, farmers are already profiting off this trend. On top of the regular vegetables like tomatoes, peppers and spinach, local superfoods such as dune spinach, ice plant, sour figs and speckboom are once again popping up in harvests. At first, some found it hard to believe that people would spend money on plants that are widely considered common weeds, but skepticism is giving way to enthusiasm, no doubt helped by the fact that they top up the monthly income quite nicely.
First, we're taking the weeds, especially the ice plant. That one we pull up a lot and take to the compost. We didn't know is what for doing what. Now where it just grow, because even those one I show you, I didn't grow it. It just come out.
Indigenous plants have adapted to the climate of the Western Cape. They quite literally grow like weeds, no fertilizer needed. For centuries, people sought them out for nutrition and integrated them into their diet. Young people like Wezo and Sintembele are curious about their roots. For a long time, the two university grads struggled to find a job. Faced with the prospect of ending up on the streets, they decided to help out at Makaba's farm. Slowly, their passion for farming and wild foods grew.
There's a lot of vegetables that we're not even aware of. I only ate it today. It was my first time to eat it and put it in my mouth. But I'm thinking about all those times now I've been throwing it away. It's been 4 years I've been throwing it away, but it can make a useful difference now to someone's life.
This June spinach, it can also help us economically, because if we can know and have knowledge that we can cultivate this and sell it, let's say to hotels, that will not only curb unemployment in our country, it will boost the economy.
What once ended up on the farm's compost heap is now masterfully plated by five-star chef Rudy Liebenberg. The executive chef of the luxury Mount Nelson Hotel has been incorporating local wild foods into his cuisine for the past decade.
I wanted something that really resonated with what was in the ocean, what was on land, and how you can bring the two together without finding something that was imported or naturally grown specifically. It's got a lot to do with what the people of South Africa ate before we started pulling out all the weeds. I mean, that's what they would have lived on. I mean, it was nutritious, it is healthy, it's full of vitamins, and that's why we're putting it back onto the plate.
It took him a while to find the right balance of flavors. Using too much of some plants can leave a bitter aftertaste, but what began as an experiment has evolved into fine cuisine. Liebenberg likes to serve dune spinach, speckboom and ice plant from Makaba's garden with fresh mussels and kingklip. Now more of his colleagues are taking a leaf out of his book.
I think a lot more chefs are starting to use it, which is good. And with that, a lot more guests will be asking for it, and it will be expected.
Whether in underground ice cream parlors or in haute cuisine, these passionate foodies are going the extra mile to ensure South African wild foods make a well-deserved comeback.